Welcome to the Purple Party known as Purple Nerd Channel, home for all those who geek out on all things Prince related. Following Prince's album Controversy, released on October 14, 1981, Prince started working on his next project, a concert film called The Second Coming, accompanied with a live album of the same name. This concert film and live recording would come from the same show from the Controversy tour, that being the March 7, 1982 show at the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. The show was professionally recorded with 16mm film with the plans of using the show for a concert film. Aside from the live footage, Prince also recorded additional segments featuring himself, Kim Upshur, and Susan Moonsey. These scenes were to be placed in between a few of the songs to create like a loose narrative, very similar to what he would do a couple years later with his concert film Sign the Times, released nationwide on November 20th, 1987. Interesting enough, these scenes were actually filmed at Prince's home at the time by director Chuck Statler, who was not new to the Prince camp as he had actually directed the Times music video, Cool. The majority of the songs that were performed were from Prince's 3 previous albums, which were For You, Prince, and Dirty Mind. Of course, I did videos on all 3 of these albums, and I will have a link in the description down below for all 3 of those videos I made. So let's explore the music from what would have been in the film and on the live album. We open up with The Second Coming. This song would have been the only studio recorded track on the album, as it was a pre-recorded song played as an intro for each of the shows on the Controversy tour. The song is a short, gospel-influenced song, essentially performed a cappella by Prince, using multiple layers of his voice. Unfortunately, this amazing song still remains unreleased. Up next, we would get into the live tracks, starting off with a kind of greatest hits from his previous 3 albums, with Uptown, Why You Wanna Treat Me So Bad, When You Were Mine, I Wanna Be Your Lover, and Head. Then we start to get into the Controversy tracks, which would have been new music at the time. First up is Anti-Christian. But then we go back in the catalog with Dirty Mind. Then back to the new music with Do Me Baby, Controversy, Let's Work, Jack You Off, and closing out with Private Joy. The opening acts for this particular show were Enterprise featuring Sue Ann Carwell and The Time. There were no plans for their performances though to appear in the film or on the live album. Prince's band for the show was Bobby Z on drums, Brown Mark on bass, Des Dickerson on guitar, Dr. Fink and Lisa Coleman both on keyboards, and pretty much everyone contributed to background vocals. As far as why this film and album was abandoned, there's no definitive answer, but rumor has it is that Prince simply lost interest in the project as he had started working on his next album, which would become the multi-platinum 1999. Hopefully sometime in the future we get a Controversy Super Deluxe edition, and this live album is included with it, as well as the live concert footage and the additional segments that were filmed. As Prince never finished editing the film, so as to where he wanted those scenes to be, no one really knows, but hopefully they find some notes or something like that in the vault that has like a layout or even a script of how those were supposed to go in between what songs. And if they find some type of documentation like that, I would be totally cool if someone else would step in and finish the project based on Prince's notes. Thank you for joining me on this episode. Please like and share this video. And if you wouldn't mind, please subscribe to the channel. It actually does help the channel grow. And if you got a moment, go ahead and check out my Patreon page. I will have a link to that in the description below. Also in the description below, you will find links to my Instagram, Facebook, and the app formerly known as Twitter. I will see you on the next episode where I talk about an album that was a collection of vault tracks, but we didn't know that. And until that next episode, I wish you heaven. That's actually a pretty cool effect. I'm such a nerd.